When I was a little boy, I was always in love with the Pokemon franchise. I always loved the Pokemon themselves, the designs, the lore behind them, etc. And I was so enamored with the franchise, basically, that I was starting to searching more about it in the internet. And there were more creators online to talk about it. And little did I know, of course, there was a particular YouTuber that I appreciated more than anyone else for that particular topic. I love his analytical, critical thinking on the topics that he was presenting, how humorous he was sometimes on topics that it was so nonsensical, for example. And while after he made a lot of videos basically to make some credibility that he is trying his best or to try to be entertaining, is also that I love the idea of him choosing a small and cute topic like Pokemon, for example, and talking to a broad audience from years ago, basically 2015. He started making videos on this topic, and he gave basically entertaining content, and at the same time he had a lot of people supporting him. And I am probably one of those. No, actually, not probably. I am one of those people, basically, who are wishing the best. That YouTuber happens to be the Aura Guardian, and is one of the people that, basically, the main person that convinced me that this would be an amazing thing to do, not just for a living, in general, regardless. And so, from that moment, that I got to meet him, basically. I got to know that he exists. That is basically the moment in 2017, right? In that moment is that when I decided, you know what, let's try and make some YouTube videos. But it took me a lot of time for me to start making videos, to a point where the quarantine comes, basically, from 2020, the lockdowns. And now there have passed, so many years have passed, basically. And the thing is, I'm still trying to make something out of it, to be able to be good at it. And there are other things, just like everyday life, or some other things that puts you down, and you have to spend time on that. That is my perspective, anyways. If you have serious issues, you don't really have much space to spend time on something, on learning something new entirely, just like making videos. And so I'm still in that case. I'm still a guy, for example, that doesn't know to edit too well. I have issues with my tools, and I still don't have a lot of skills based on that. And earlier years, I've been trying to make some videos and try to basically edit them as suitable as I possibly could. But the thing is that I never had conviction, in a way. I always thought that this is not enough. Regardless, what I'm gonna do is never gonna be enough. Because there's always even more interesting, something more with more conviction, basically, can become the thing that I want to be. And regardless, I thought to myself that this basically is a huge thing for me, in a way. And that was basically reasons for me to stop trying and doing videos for myself. And the sad thing is that I was uploading videos, and then some time after that, I removed the video entirely. And now I'm trying again all over. And so I've been stuck. And so another reason, basically the main reason I should say, is not that I think it's extremely hard, although it is hard. No, don't get me wrong. And for a guy like me, I believe, is that there seems to be some kind of resistance inside me, in a way that I have conflicts basically making videos. And that may as well depend on my indecisiveness as to whether or not I want to make videos or not, as to whether or not I want to reveal my face and either be embarrassed or praised or whatever. I don't know the outcome of what me making videos is going to be. But the thing is, I think today, is a bit more dangerous for me, period, to make videos. Because so much of personal information may as well be revealed on the internet. And I did have, in a way, an incident of that sort. But I think I'm inconsistent in general, because I don't really have conviction. I think it's going to be too hard for me. I procrastinate a lot. I think I'm in this entirely alone, entirely on my own. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, how much harder can it get? Well, I think for myself, highly in general. Or maybe I should say appropriately, not highly. It tends to go highly. For example, I do think I'm an extremely lucky person. I do have friends and family that most people would crave for. And I'm satisfied with that. So, by saying that, I don't think I have much conviction to say that I need YouTube entirely to make videos because it's a missing part of myself. Yeah, I didn't really felt that way when it comes to making videos. However, I do see myself that being something that I'm completely interested into doing, simply because it's a way of growing up. And so, what does that mean? Basically, it is a way, an attempt for me to choose a topic, a niche, and start talking about it with so much love and care that it becomes my main thing. And I don't know what's gonna happen, if anything's gonna happen from this channel. Now, the thing is that now I'm trying because I can get a mixture of what I want to basically make videos on. For the most part, I would like to make videos about philosophy, about meaning, about existing, about reality, about all those stuff. And not gonna lie, I'm probably going to make such videos as well. You may as well see them as a kind of an update, or just what kind of difficulties I may as well facing in my own circumstances. For example, in my own life, at earlier years, I had a tremendous amount of rejection when it comes to most people in relationships, basically. And the most of rejection I've ever faced, basically, were I think the junior high school, basically, and the school before that I do not remember how to call it. But anyways, that is the biggest pain I think I remember when it comes to human relationships. And in a way, I think rejection and the negative outcome of interacting with people has stayed with me in a way that I think that in a way is what keeps me down into being more consistent and have more passion for basically making more videos here and explaining to you what is and what isn't. And for me, I am, in a way, I'm fighting this intentionally. And this fight of the subconscious basically remembering those stuff and basically saying, no, don't go that way. And I'm saying, yeah, I need to make videos to many people I do not know. And potentially get humiliated again, potentially looking like a fraud or like an idiot in general. Logically and mindfully, I think to myself that no such thing is going to happen. And if it's going to happen, it's going to be so little in comparison to what are you going to add to this community, basically. And if I'm just being honest, trying my best to basically make some videos and look at my resources and just try to be efficient, honest, and humorous in a way, as much as I can. There's no way I'm going to fail and regret it. And so subconsciously I have to constantly fight the battles inside of my inner being at this point. And so that's another reason to why I believe I'm inconsistent, and it's hard for me to do that. Sorry about that. So, I am trying basically, even though I don't seem to make a lot of videos, I'm still trying to make videos. I'm still trying to think about them and say that, and try to make a video with not just words. Don't just say things that are just words. I'm just trying to make something meaningful, something useful at the end. If not all of that, well, I'm just the guy that you know that tries to make videos, and I don't think I have much luck. And the thing is, it's my fault, my own fault. It's hard to fight against yourself, because yourself knows you better, and it knows exactly what thoughts the subconscious is going to generate for you to be the most convenient at hearing and eventually avoid the danger that subconscious feels. And I think today, more than any other period in time, it is worth it to fucking try. It's worth it. Because I think today we have so much opportunity, yet at the same time so much despair and sadness coming into the world. With all the circumstances, with all the power-hungry games that the top elite are playing, with how things are going, how people are divided, how lonely people feel these days. I think this is more than enough for me to just try, regardless, and fight even for myself and just say, you know what, make a video and say something positive and useful and beautiful that even the loneliest person in this world may as well hear and feel more connected, feel more not so alone. If anything this channel could do to other people, it would be that I want to be a voice for hope. I want to be a voice of trying to basically think things that gives you mental strength and heads up. I'm a guy who basically spent a lot of his time alone myself, and for the most part I loved it. I mean, I've spent entire years, close to 4 or 5 years, for example, most of them spending those years in alignment with each other, one after another, in loneliness, for the most part. Basically, playing my games, like Pokemon for example, or Final Fantasy or Kingdom Hearts, and listening to the wisest person, the wisest people I could possibly find. My personal favorite happens to be what's, and for the most part, that is the main person I've been listening to for these entire 4 or 5 years. And I love that because I basically educated myself to a point of having so much damn wisdom that makes me much more certain in a sense of right and wrong, what is an absolute illusion, and how reality really looks like. And I'm saying, since I've spent so much time on myself doing something that not many people I think would do, is another reason to why I believe I should continue doing this. And it is more for the connection. It is more for the, you know what, it's worth making a video, saying hello once again, hopes up and heads up once again. And this is the particular video. I don't have any topic that basically makes us either more wiser or more confident or more stoic. It's just that this entire YouTube video making process is a personal growth process, at least for me. And I don't know where it's gonna go, but I do hope one day, with the passing of time, I may as well become a great narrator to great stories, or a person who was remembered for saying heads up in the most controversial, most crazy moments we ever lived. And talking about meaning in a meaningless world today is, I believe, the thing I was generally born to do. And at the same time, the most suitable person I can think of is me, in the sense of talking the things or saying the messages. I don't particularly listen from anybody else. If there's nobody else, I might as well do it myself. That's the process and the thingy behind it. So even though I'm inconsistent, I don't think I'm going to stop, really. I might as well have my difficulties, but I do not think that I am going to give up anytime soon. I wish to try this, and my success would be your success, from either being entertained or listening to something important, or basically being the guy who made your day by making a cute little video about heads up. So I think that's gonna be my video for today, and I wish you the absolute best. Goodbye, and thank you again once again.